being a creative is like being able to learn something, see something, like be inspired by something, and then just go out and only focus on trying to master that. Everything is a learning opportunity. You're never too big for any opportunity, like, because you never know what it could turn into.
Hello, my fellow Martians. My name is Harry Mars, and this is the On Mars Pod, where we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike.
Suns or the Cardinals or the D-backs, like I know all the shooters for these organizations. I still can't get in. I'm cool with making a little sacrifice, if you want to call it that, now, and then being able to enjoy the fruits of my labor later. You know what I mean? Putting each other in a position that they otherwise might not have been in, and a lot of people have done that for me, so I try to do the same for everybody else.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we are joined by a fashion, music, and sports photographer. We got Mike Summers in the building.
What's poppin', y'all?
Thank you for being here, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So
That's dope.
yes, sir, man. So we talked about having you on recently. We were doing a shoot together for guest lists. Shout out to Ryan and Futuristic for getting me included with that. But you're like, dude, get me on the pod. And I'm like, dude, let's go. Let's get
it. I'm ready.
Yeah. So yes, I'm glad we were able to make it happen. So you and I met on the set of Futuristic's music video. Is that right? Or did we meet before that?
We met very briefly, like a couple nights before at for the Authentics launch party.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So it was like, okay, so it was the December of 2024.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Nice, man. Yeah, that was a cool event too. So yeah, again, shout out to Ryan and Zach for getting me there.
I'll say this early on. Ryan is the man. He's put me in opportunities that I would never be without him. Like pretty much everything that I've done out here as a creative, it's some way sparked by him. So it's like
Wow.
with the music, with the fashion, even with the sports too, like the connections that I've made through guest lists, through One Take, all the businesses that he does, he has some hand in my success. So it's
Yeah, he's a legend.
it's cool. Yeah,
For sure,
he's the man.
Yeah, he's shout out to Ryan. We'll get him on the pod eventually. He's a busy dude.
I'll push for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Now that we
needs
got
one.
you on.
He's got to tell a story, man. He's got a crazy one.
For sure, man. No, the roots go deep too because of his friendship with Zach, Futuristic, obviously too. So he's definitely been part of the family, as you will.
Yeah, no,
if you will,
100%.
for a while.
It's a big family.
Yeah, for sure. And we're all fucking, it's so cool to be a part of like a creative world that we're in, because I feel like everybody that we hang out with is creative or talented in some way, and like some art form is so sick, dude.
You have somebody for everything that you need. And
Yes.
it's like it's the perfect circle to have, you know. Like,
yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Phoenix, Arizona, baby.
Yep. Man, I missed it here, man. I love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
were you born here?
Yes.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Okay.
Yep.
So was it Mesa?
Yep. East
Okay.
Mesa, almost Apache Junction area, but right on the brink.
Okay.
Yeah, I've grown up on the east side my whole life. So.
Okay. So then those early days in Mesa, before it was like photography or anything like super creative, I guess, what were you doing in those early days? Were you like sports, or what were you up to?
Man, almost nothing creative. This all started in high school. So like before, I was heavily into gaming.
Nice.
My dad and me used to skate quite a bit growing up. I sucked, but
Like skateboard?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so my dad was an amateur skater, was sponsored by a couple shops out here. Like he was pretty big in all the contests in the 80s and 90s. And he also had a background in like construction, like framing. So he ended up like over the course of a couple years, he ended up building me and my friends like an entire skate park. Like
oh wow. In your house?
At my house, yeah.
Oh
so
my
like
gosh.
in my garage, we had like a 16-foot long half pipe with like 4 foot high like railing, and
So like the coping was 4 feet off the ground.
yeah.
Oh, wow. So that's a nice mini ramp, dude.
Yeah, like if you were a tall kid, you were almost hitting the ceiling, like trying to go for like a 50-50 or something, you know. But it's it was dope. That and
awesome.
like my house was like the hub in my neighborhood for a couple of years. Like all the kids grew up skating, scootering, BMX, whatever you wanted to do. Like he built us like a bank and a kicker, and then like he built a box to go like flush with the rest of it. So like, bro, we had the whole setup, man. It was dope. We could like customize it and do whatever we wanted because it was all like just pieces that you put together. So like, it's just a puzzle of like trying to figure out what we wanted to do that day and just like,
dude,
you know what I mean?
That is sick. I didn't realize that your skateboard roots went so deep. We were talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Yeah, dude, like I wanted so badly to be one of those dudes. You know what I mean? Like Bam Margera was like my guy growing up. So like,
oh, man.
But yeah, like I knew I was never going anywhere with it. Like I started scootering in like junior high, like thinking I was cool. That was like the trend. And then like BMX throughout the years, you know what I mean? But action sports, like definitely heavily influenced by it. Like I grew up like kind of idolizing some of the pros out here, like Trey Wood, Jagger Eaton, Jet Eaton.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of the guys out here, like
Olympic winner.
Literally, bro. Like X
He's
Games.
From Mesa too.
Yeah, all of them. I remember when they first opened KTR, Kids That Rip.
Yeah.
And there was a slight moment where I was almost enrolled in like their schooling program, where basically like it's like I don't necessarily, it's like you know how art school works, like you go into one like trade or one craft, and then like the rest of it you're just getting like your basic credits to like finish school.
Totally. Gen Eds.
Yeah. And then like so KTR, apparently, I think when I was little, I was probably like 4 or 5 when this started. Like, basically, they started that. So like, you could either do tumbling, you could do gymnastics, or you could like skate.
Wow.
And like, I almost did that, but I didn't. So
yeah.
But that would have been I probably would have a whole different trajectory if that. I'd be like on the mega ramp, like doing 900s on the, you know what I mean? But
yeah, it's different life path.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like. Butterfly effect, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure. Like what would have happened if?
Yeah, 100%.
Today's episode is sponsored by Lantern Coffee, based out of my hometown, Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you're still sipping on that gas station coffee, this is your sign to get your life together. Lantern does coffee the right way. Whole beans, small batch, straight from the source. I personally get 2 bags a month myself. It's what fuels us here every day on Mars. If you want to taste what I'm talking about, go to lanterncoffee.com, use promo code ONMARS for 20% off of your first order. That's lanterncoffee.com, use promo code ONMARS, 20% off your first order. Treat yourself, because friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Let's get back to the show.
It wasn't until I started like doing the creative stuff until probably I'd say like sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
That's when I started getting into like photography and like digital design, even though I don't really do like graphic design that much anymore. I kind of want to get back into it, but
yeah, fire.
It's fun.
Yeah, man. So like the creative arts didn't really come into your life until sophomore year, about 10th grade or something like that. Were you like, I guess, creative on like arts, like in just like elementary and middle school? Were you like doing art and like, did you have a love for like music and stuff like that too? Or did you have any
honestly, bro? No, like like it's weird to say. Like I was never really that, like I've always loved music, never really quite understood how people made it and like how like the process was around it. Like being able to just take nothing and create something like that my brain just didn't work that way when I was a kid. And like even with the photography, like my mom always had a camera like growing up, and like I would like to take pictures, but like it wasn't like something I was like begging my mom to let me do, you know what I mean? But it was probably until my boy Nate, shout out Nate at Guest List, he for his, I think it was his 15th birthday, got a camera because he was like super heavy into digital photography at our high school. Wow. He got a camera for his birthday. I thought I was cute back then. I was a little bit skinnier than I am now. And we used to like go out and like I would put fits on and we'd like model and do this stuff. Like I wanted to be a model. Nice. And then like eventually he started kind of getting dressed up, and I'd be like, yo, let me get a couple flicks of you, this and that. And then like I'd start taking pictures like, yo, this is fun, bro. Like never knew how to edit them. Like I was just doing everything in camera. And then eventually like I signed up the next year to take the same class that he was taking, and got really into it. Like pretty early on, like I just developed like a passion. Like the teacher was really good at like explaining like, you know, like the simple stuff like rule of thirds and like perspective, your exposure triangles, like all this, like just the very, very basic stuff. So pretty early on, I kind of got a knack for it. Yeah. And then eventually, like I started booking shoots with kids from my high school for like $15. And like I didn't even have a camera. Like so I would call I would call Nate and be like, yo, I got a shoot today.
Did you throw him a little something at least?
He never asked for it. Like he just
you rarely get what you don't ask for.
Bro, yeah. Closed mouth don't get fed, you know what I mean? But no, like I probably did that like 20 times. Like
that's what's up.
Just going and taking pictures, like literally just calling him and be like, yo, I got to shoot. Are you home? Like, can I just come pick it up real quick? And then I just drop it off at the end of the shoot. Like
that's what's up.
Until I eventually saved up for my first camera, and then I started like, I really took off. You know what I mean? But yeah, Nate's the man.
Yeah, shout out to Nate, man. Yeah, so you work with him at Guest List. He's been involved with Guest List. I mean, I met him through an Authentics event at a different time before I met you. So
before,
it's like,
I was probably out of town, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It was the one in like little warehouse. He had like a Lambo and shit. Chris got the Lambo.
Missed that one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Damn. But so that class, so this was something like outside of school. This wasn't affiliated with the school at all. This was like a totally third party type situation.
It was in school.
So it was like an elective in school.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Mr. Mangoni.
Dude, shout out Mr. Mangoni.
This little Italian dude. He's the man. Like the
fundamentals, man.
Yeah, he was the class. I will say it was more of like a Photoshop class.
Okay,
but you could take
digital
pictures.
like.
Yeah, it was just like all like the first like 6 months, I'd say, like we didn't even touch a camera.
Oh,
like it was all like we learned how to create animations like GIFs or GIFs. And then like we learned how to like do like double exposures and all this stuff, like just random stuff inside of Photoshop. We never touched Lightroom, anything like that.
Whoa.
And then eventually like I want to say we took out the cameras in our first year a couple times, but then like when I went back the next year, like we started using the cameras a lot more. We went on field trips and like all that stuff. Like it was dope. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, like that class it taught me all the basics, and it gave me like a good foundation of like where I wanted to take it, because it was mainly like landscape pictures. Like that was like our assignments, like taking landscapes and then like learning how to do the long exposures and stuff like that, like just different things within photography. I kind of wish I would have taken cinematography or videography in high school, but the photos was really what grabbed my attention. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, and I think both of those fields are very transferable skill. There's a lot of transferable skills between the two.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the composition, rule of thirds, the knowing your settings, like your ISOs, your aperture, your shutter speed, all that stuff. It still applies in videos. So I think the fact that you took a camera class at all really sets you ahead of the game when it comes to video as well. So now it's, I mean, we'll talk about this later on, but you're getting into video now. Now I'm sure that a lot of those skills that you learned back in high school, you're kind of still able to apply those same principles when you're shooting video as well.
My main issue, I may just be lazy, but it's like, it's all the in-camera stuff. I pretty much got it down.
Yeah.
The only thing different is like the shutter speeds, and then like transferring everything to like knowing how to shoot an S-Log. Like I'm still kind of working out the kinks with that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like knowing what I'm shooting and capturing the subject of the shot, like it's all the same stuff. So it's like, it's easy to get it started, but like the real small stuff, like the editing, I wouldn't even say small, like that's probably the biggest thing with video is learning how to edit it correctly. But like, that's probably the main thing that I just really need to hunker down and learn before I can start doing it a little bit more seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I guess, since we're already on the topic, let's just talk about it. Yeah. With video though, it's cool that you kind of you already have the eye for like a photo eye, because that's a real thing. And I think that's one thing that I had on here was like the importance of kind of like putting in that time, doing these little small $15 shoots, or even, sometimes free shoots, and just putting in the time to kind of figure out your style of like where you want to like place things, and kind of like really figuring out the rule of thirds. Because you can talk about the rule of thirds all day, but it's like until you're actually having to deal with it and like think about composition, then you're like, oh, that actually makes sense. Or like think about like your depth of field, and like actually honing in on like if you're using like manual focus versus autofocus, and kind of like all these little things. Like you can do so much when it comes to that, like that part of the art. So it's like you already got that down
100%. And I feel like a majority of it is like actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like you can talk about it all. It's not math. Like you can't just figure it out without doing it. You know what I mean? It's like you have to have experience. You have to learn for yourself in a way. Like there's only so much you can actually learn from a YouTube video of how something actually works until you actually go out in the field and test it out. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like I would say that's my favorite part about doing like creative stuff, is that there's never like a stopping point. Like it's always like you're always evolving, you're always learning. And like true. I would say, like, I don't know if you plan on touching on me leaving out of town for a couple of years, but like when I came back, my whole mindset shifted. Like no more like arrogance, anything like that. Like I just everything's a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
So like that's my favorite part about being a creative, is like being able to learn something, see something, like be inspired by something, and then just go out and only focus on trying to master that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram @onmarspod. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, man. I mean, and I do kind of, I guess we should talk about when you left, because all the stuff that we're talking about right now was before you left. Before you left for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And so kind of having that break, why did you take that break also?
So if you've had this experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, I got sold on the promise of a sales job. So like I basically, like my buddy Peyton, shout out to Peyton. He's my guy no matter what. Like I love that dude. He helped me out with so much. But he ended up leaving, I would say like a year before I did. We both worked at Guestless for like 2 years together. And he moved to Texas, started this solar sales job. You're selling solar panels. And he ended up doing really well. Like he came back and he's driving a fucking Scat Pack. Like he's got a nice car. He's no longer worrying about money, anything like that. And we have a very similar mindset when it comes to like just chasing after something that we want. So it's like he recommended it to me and basically recruited me out to Texas. We moved to Amarillo, which if you know anything about Texas, Amarillo is probably the worst part about it. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like it's just up in the panhandle by Oklahoma. Like there's nothing going on out there.
Yeah. Beautiful
town, but
great for solar.
Yeah. If you're selling it, I won't talk too much about that, but yeah. So I moved out there in June of 2023. Spent like we called it a blitz. Like the first 2-week trip, just like a test run. You know what I mean? Like he flew me out, tried it out, and
that's door to door.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like basically the way that the pay is set up, it's 100% commission. Right. So like at first you start out as a setter and you're knocking doors, and basically the way that the commission is set up is that if you knock a door, it turns into an appointment. The appointment gets closed, and then the panels get installed. you get $200 per kilowatt. So like I remember like I did the math in my head like right away. I was like, all I have to do is get one deal. I was getting paid like $1,000 a week, I think, at Guestless, or $1,000 every paycheck every 2 weeks.
So like $2,000 a
So
month
basically, I was like, if I can sell one deal
per month
with a small system, like every week or every 2 weeks, I'm making exactly as much as I was making back home.
Boom.
And if I can double that up, if I can triple it up, you know what I mean? I'm balling.
set. Yeah.
So on my first blitz, I got my ass kicked, dude. I basically, like, the first day that we went out there, I'm a little bit more tan than I was when I first started. You know, I was working at the mall for like 3 years, never saw the sun. So like I was very pale, and the first day out there I got so sunburned, bro. It was bad. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking like golf ball sized blisters on my leg.
Oh,
like I had one on
no.
my ear. Like it
Oh no.
I got beat up, bro.
That's bad.
And it was to the point for like the rest of the week, like I would knock on an old lady's door and she thought I needed help. Like she's like, "Are you okay? Like, do you need water? Do you need sunscreen?" Like, I was like, "No, I'm just trying to do my job, man." Yeah, but so I ended up getting a deal. I got my first deal
They just
in
no, I'm just kidding. They're like, this guy needs help.
yeah, literally I played to the pity card a little bit.
Nice.
But I still remember this dude's name is Robert Davis, man. He was the man. He's the one that like got me going out there.
Hey man.
And so on that deal, I think I made like $1,300 commission. I was like, dude, that's my money right there. Like this whole trip is paid for. I'm good. Like I'm not missing out on anything. So at the end of the 2 weeks, I got flown back home. They tried to make me stay, like just stay. And I was like, dude, I need my car out here. Like if I'm moving out here, like I need to bring like a bunch of extra clothes. I need to bring my, you know what I mean? Like I can't just move with nothing, like in a backpack. But so
Tough.
I ended up going home, took like a 2 week vacation, and then drove out to Texas. And I ended up spending, I think, the next 6 months out there in a little town called Bushland. It's like 10 minutes outside of Amarillo. We had this huge house with a bunch of dudes living in it. It was basically like a frat house, but with all like macho like sales bros. You know what I mean? Like a couple weirdos in there too.
Yeah.
Love everybody. But but I was out there for quite a while, and then at the end of the year, there was some drama going on with our company. That company ended up going under a couple months after we left, but we left in January of 2024, moved to Kansas. So we moved to Wichita, Kansas, and started working for a new company. It was basically with our old company, like I was supposed to make a lot more money than I actually did. Like if you count like the actual revenue that I put up on the board versus how much commission I actually made, it was basically like the difference between like 16 grand and like 60 grand, like over 6 months. You know what I mean? So like
It's a big difference.
16 grand in 6 months is a decent amount. It's a livable wage for sure. But if I could have, you know, if I'd have came home with a scat pack, it would have been a lot nicer. You know what I mean? Like that would have been cool. But so that company ended up going under. There was a lot of fishy stuff going on. And then we ended up moving to Wichita for a new company. They invited us down to Houston the first week that we worked there. We had like this huge gala, and like it was dope. Like they were giving out free Travis Scotts to like the top salesman for like the last year. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get some Travis Scotts. You know what I mean? Like, and
That's crazy.
basically what ended up happening, like I'll make it a long story short, like in Wichita, it was a beautiful town. I loved Kansas, but at the same time it was pretty boring. There's no networking. I couldn't do like the photography. I never had time for it. Didn't have time to meet new people out there. I was just really just grinding like with the boys that I was living with. And same thing with the commission, man. Like I think it was something in my mind, like mentally, I just couldn't go out and sell.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel good about selling anymore. Like I started feeling kind of sleazy and like unethical, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Even if I wasn't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like even if I knew I was going to help put somebody in a better situation, like a lot of people think solar's a total scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really not, but there are some shitty guys out there that they will just lie to you to make a buck. And I knew a
Totally.
couple of those people, and I just had to turn my back to it, man.
Yeah.
Basically what ended up happening is I had a trip planned with my mom, my stepdad, and my sister, and we were going on a cruise to Alaska in August. And I had my boy from Minnesota fly down to Wichita. We spent the night there, and then we drove back home, and I spent like 2 weeks with him. And then I went on the vacation on the cruise.
From Arizona.
From Arizona, yes. So on the boat, like I'm kind of just venting to my mom, like I don't really want to go back. Like, I was doing decent, but like not decent enough to make it worth it. Like being away from friends and family and like all this stuff. So my mom just kind of asked me the question at breakfast, like, do you really want to go back? Like, is this something that you really want to do? And I was just like, no. Oh, yeah. So I just never went back.
Wow.
And like, they all called me like a week later, like, yo, where you at? Like, when are you coming back? This and that. And I was like, sorry, bros. Like, I just love it out here. You know what I mean? So moving back here, like I kind of said, like, it's such a better opportunity for what I want to do. And like, that's the photography, obviously, and just creating, like, that's a passion. You know what I mean? If I can make money off of a passion, it's a dream job. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not breaking my ass, like trying to knock 1,000 doors a day and get told no and get guns pulled on me for knocking their door. You know what I mean? It's like,
has that happened?
Oh yeah, plenty of times, dude. Texas and Kansas, man, they don't play.
Yeah,
they do not play. Yeah,
Texas, that's go gun state.
It's kind of the funny thing about it is, like, I was a lot more comfortable in like the hood or the projects. Like, I would much rather go knock a bunch of, like, I'd rather knock in the poor areas, because it's like I could kind of, I don't want to say that I grew up poor, but like, working with certain demographics, it's like it's a lot easier to connect to them.
Relate, yeah.
We used to have a saying, like, in sales, like, smart people are dumb and dumb people are smart, because the smart people think too much and they start finding all this stuff about, like, they'll let one like con turn them away from a good thing. And like, the dumb people are just like, yo, you're gonna save me money, sign me up. You know what I mean? Like,
wow, interesting.
But not to keep talking too much about the solar, but it's just like, that was kind of the thing, is like, I found that it was a lot easier to connect with people that weren't rich and they didn't have a bunch of stuff to worry about and this and that. Like, they just were worried about, can they afford their electric bill next month? So I would just, like, I would much rather go help them out, because they actually felt that I was helping them. You know what I mean? They weren't like, what's this guy knocking on my door for? You know what I mean? It's just more like, they were more inviting, more friendly. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I mean, because a rich person might see solar panels as a luxury versus like a poor person might see it as like an option to save money. And it could be an option to save money for the rich person. It's just their perception of solar panels off rip is just kind of like scammy. So they're immediately dismissive.
And a lot of people made it super political. Like, they would.
Oh, really?
As soon as I said, like, yo, we're doing quotes for solar panels, this and that, they'd be like, I don't want none of that liberal bullshit. You know what I mean? We're knocking in like red states. So it's like, they're like, get that Biden shit out of here. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I'm not canvassing for your vote, man. I'm just here trying to save you money, you know? But yeah, it was, I had a lot of funny experiences, a lot of not so funny experiences. And in the end, like, I'll never tell anybody not to do it, because it was a great experience. I'm way better at talking to people now. Like, I'm a lot more comfortable around strangers. And like, it's funny, I just had the conversation with my buddy the other day. He's like, do you think you're more introverted or extroverted? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of both now. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I'd be like, dude, I hate new people. I don't I like my small group of friends. But now, like, dude, everything's a networking opportunity. And not to make it only about money, but it's like, the more you meet people, the more you can kind of find someone to plug somebody in somewhere else. Like, I'll plug somebody in, like with Danny, for example. I don't know if you like are open about it, but like, you guys live together, obviously. And we met at the same time. So like, Danny, for example, is a great artist. He's a great music video director, cinematographer, whatever.
Absolutely.
Anything with a camera, this dude kills it.
Yeah.
Me working at Guest List, there's a lot of rappers that come in and they're like, oh, I need a fit for a music video, or I'd like this and that. I'm going on the radar or whatever. Like, I'll literally just be like, yo, you got Instagram? Here's my boy that shoots music videos. And then from there, like, if they want it, I'll offer myself as a service. Like, I can take photos for the music video, and we've done it a couple times, but it's like, if I can help somebody else out and scratch their back, I feel like they would do the same for me. And it's all genuine, like just putting each other in a position that they otherwise might not have been in. And a lot of people have done that for me, so I try to do the same for everybody else. So it's like, and it's so much easier out here because there's so many people here.
Yes,
so
absolutely, like, man.
But
no, I love that. I think there's an episode with Futuristic, and the second time that he came on, we talk about one of the main things that he's done his whole career is putting people on. And he's
great at it.
Yes, and that's the reason why he's able to get to where he's at, is because he's a very extroverted individual in a sense that he loves meeting people and reaching out to people, and he's always like plugging new people with this person. Oh, I got this homie that does this, and it's like just connections all day with that dude.
Putting the pieces together.
It's like, dude, it's beautiful. He does it without any like expectation of anything coming back to him. That's the biggest thing.
Never like it. And I'm still pretty young, and again, I haven't been doing this full time for a very long time. It's only been about a year since I've been back. In like 2 weeks, I think, is a year. But that's one thing that I've noticed pretty early on, is like, you can tell when somebody's not being genuine with like they're wanting to connect with you, or like they'll put you onto something and then immediately they'll expect something back. Like, and I'm not going to name any names, but like
you know who you are.
You know who you are. There's a lot of people out here that like expect so much from you just for helping you with one thing, and it's like, dude, like, that's just not how. Like, I want to build friendships. I want to build relationships. I don't want to have business partners. Like, like with the content that we're doing right now, like it's one of my best friends. We've been best friends for almost, I'd say, over 10 years now. And like, or not quite 10 years, I guess, but basically, like, never once have we thought until the last like 6 months that we could do something together, because like our passions just never really quite aligned. Still best friends, but like, we just we couldn't figure out exactly what we wanted to do until we found our niche. And like, if you plan on getting into that a little bit later, I can hold off. But what we're doing right now is like, it's insane. And like the opportunities that we've unlocked in literally like the last 3 months is like overwhelming.
Dude, I love that. And
it's very fun.
Yeah, I do want to put a pin in that and come back to it, because I want to talk about when you came back and that transition back, because that part, or the thing about leaving is you start missing things that you had before.
Everything. Like, family, there was a lot of depression, like a lot of really sad nights. Like, damn, like, what am I missing out on? Like, major FOMO with all my buddies that are like, it almost sounds selfish, but it's like, you don't think of your friends when you're not with them, if that makes sense. It's like, or you
don't think of your friends when you're with them. So like so you're like thinking about them because you're not hanging out with them all the time.
Exactly. And then when you're not, and you see them all doing stuff that like you would love to do with them, it's like, you can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? You're just not there, but it's like, it's like, man, I could be there. Like, I just,
like, what am I doing?
Instead, I'm out here in Kansas, bro. Like, I'm knocking on old people's doors, and like, yeah, they're cool, they're nice, but like, a couple of them aren't. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of nights where I was up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, should I just knock out this 16-hour drive and just not say a word, bro? Like, just disappear in the night, you know? But
hey, you ended up kind of doing that.
Almost, yeah. Very, very, very similar. Yeah,
it was smooth though. It's like, it was kind of an opportunity though. You're like, well, I'm gonna drive back anyways. I'm just gonna take my stuff with
exactly. Me. Yeah, they let me out for a second, and I'm like a dog, you know. They left the door open, and I took the opportunity. So,
dude. So then coming back though, did you immediately just like hit the ground running because you were just like fired up to like get back into creating, or did it take a little bit of time to kind of get back into your gears?
It was kind of funny. So like the entire time that I was out there, like, I was working like 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, just grinding. Like, no time for fun, no time for relaxation. Like, really the only time I ever took a day off is when like the whole team did, or I was sick. So it was like, I just was so unbelievably burnt out that, and I had a little bit of money saved up. I'd actually moved up before I left to closer, and I got 2 self-gen deals, which is basically like you set the appointment and you close the deal at the same time. Like there's no other person in the process, so you take all the commission.
Beautiful.
It's very hard to do because like it's hard to play dumb on the doors and wait for the appointment and like not answer too many questions to where they can make a decision. And then also like you have to be the expert when you come back. You know what I mean? Like you got to find a fine line. But where I was going with that is basically like the first day that I was self-training, I closed 2 deals. Damn. And I made like $6,000 in one day.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my God, like I finally did it. It took me a year to like actually learn how to close. And like I should have done it way sooner, but I was just always too nervous to take that step. And I ended up making all this money in one day. And I was like, oh my God, dude, this is amazing. And then like another 2 months goes by, I didn't get another deal. I didn't get one more deal. So I was just like, man, and the thing with the commission is like it takes a long time to hit.
Right.
Like that first deal that I got in Texas on my first ever trip, I got paid on it like 6 months later.
Ooh, wow.
Like,
that's
so like $1,300 is like a pretty big chunk of change, but like if you're waiting 6 months for it, it's like, dude.
If you divide 1,300 by 6,
like
that's
12. It's like 200 a month. Yeah. Not to say like I got paid on other deals before that.
Yeah.
But
these
like
are things that you did before.
Yeah. It's just every account is different. Every sale is different. So it's like it's a construction project. So it's like there's a lot of pieces that have to fall in line at the right time. Like, and everybody has to, like everybody in the operations side on the back end, like they have to be on top of their stuff. And if there's one chink in the chain, everything goes to shit. And like the thing with it too, like what I said earlier, like the difference between 16 and 60 grand, like I put up like 60 grand on the board, but like I'd say like 70% of my deals canceled, because you can cancel hassle free. Like you can cancel up until they put like the bolts in your roof. They could, the crew could show up 2 months later and be ready to install, and you could come out of your house before they touch your house and be like, I don't want it, take it back. And you don't get a dime. Like all the work that you've done, all the communication with like with the homeowner, with all this other stuff, like you don't get anything.
Yeah. And
like that was the hard part, is waiting and waiting and waiting. So I keep going off on tangents. Sorry. that day that I sold those 2 deals, I didn't get paid for another like 2 or 3 months. And that was like right before I left. So I had some money saved up.
Wow.
Getting back, I spent like a month not doing shit, dude. I was
because you had a little extra bread.
Loser, bro. Like I was sitting in my room playing video games for like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I think I booked one photo shoot with like a client that I had way back before I even left. And like I told him I was back. So like he ended up booking with me, but like it was nowhere near like the level that I'm at right now, where I'm just go.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I just, all that burnout from being away and like only working, having no fun time, like it finally hit me. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I just need to take some time off. And then that you learn how fast you can spend $6 grand when you don't have any more money coming in. Like it went quick. I'm going out to dinner every night. Like I felt like I was rich. I was just a dumb 23-year-old, but like now I'm at a place now where like I'm just with guest list, with one take, with my business, like it's all, I have ways to keep me afloat. So like, even if I'm struggling, like I've set it up for myself to where I'll never miss a payment again. Like I'll never not pay my bills. Like, because that was another struggle out there. Like you don't know when you're going to get paid, and you don't know if you're going to get paid. So it's like
bills don't stop.
Bills don't stop.
Yeah.
Like I was away from home. I'm still paying bills with my pop's house, like helping out with him. And like, I have a car payment and like all this stuff. Like Toyota was calling me, like trying to repo my car. And they're like, do you still live in Arizona? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, is your car normally parked at this and this address? And I was like, yep.
It's like,
I'm 6 states away. Like,
boy.
You're not finding me. They could find me easily if they actually wanted to. But
yeah.
But yeah, so like
track is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So literally, yeah. So it did take a while for me to hit the ground running, but once I actually got back into the swing of like just nonstop grinding, like I have a good balance of personal life and work now.
Yeah.
But for the first like 3 or 4 months, like after that month break, like I was just going, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And I kind of had to step back into like the free shoots and like just cheap stuff,
Get
like
your
just
bearings again, yeah.
get the bearings and like and really just build another. That was another thing, dude. Like I lost all of my clientele when I left.
Right.
Like I had built up a pretty good network and like a decent following, and like everybody forgot about me. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and they didn't forget about me, but it's like I would hit people up that were like pretty like consistent with me, and they would be like, yeah, sorry, dude, I found somebody else. And like I couldn't be mad. Like
right.
I just left. You know what I mean? So
2 years is a while.
yeah. So coming back again, like I had to put my pride aside. I had to like completely, I almost had like an ego death without any like psychedelics or anything. I just really was like, man, I'm not the shit. I gotta show people what I have to offer and how I could be a piece in their puzzle. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
it's like that was I want to say it was a hard pill to swallow. It kind of wasn't, because it was a long time coming. So it was like, it just very naturally, I was like, okay, like I just have to be a genuine person. I have to be able to make good connections with people, and again, just find out what they need that I can offer. And that's another thing that sales taught me. Like, you don't want to sell somebody on the benefits. You want to sell somebody on the problem that they have that you can fix.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the same thing that I'm doing now. It's like, I'm not going to go to you and be like, you need a new pair of shoes. Those look brand new on your feet. Like, you're like, dude, I just got these. Like, I don't need anything. But if your camera's broken, like you were just telling me before we started, like your shutter was messing up. If I told you there was a way that I could fix your shutter and you wouldn't have to buy a new camera, and it'd be way cheaper, like you'd probably do it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta find something that somebody has an issue with, or something that they're missing, and you have to show them that you can be that piece, and also just be genuine with it. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Yeah, dude. No, I think that's a great way to put it. And it's like kind of showing your value and coming back to Phoenix. Like, that's kind of tough. It's like a reality check where you're like, damn, like I don't have anyone that's going to pay me, and I don't have a job. You know, I'm living at home still type stuff. It's kind of like a lot happening all at once. So it's a turning point.
The only job that I had when I came back was at the studio at One Take Studios.
Oh, so did you, and I kind of wanted to talk about, like, because when you came back, did you immediately get that job? Because they opened up not that long ago.
Well,
I feel like
again, that's one of Ryan's businesses. So they opened that in 2022.
Damn, it's been a while. So you worked there before you left?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, me and Austin Alco, like, it's actually a funny part about him. I'm gonna put a fork in that, but it all comes full circle. But basically, like, it was me, Austin, and then like 3 other dudes that work there, and none of us ever see each other because it only ever needs to be one person there unless we have like a meeting. But like, that was the only job that I had for like the first 3 or 4 months, and like it helped, but it was not enough to like get everything paid for. Like I was doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, and like, because they pay you pretty nice. It's a decent wage, but it's like there's only so many hours that you can get, because there's only so many people that need a studio space. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're not quite LA yet. We're getting there, but like there's not a lot of like movie productions. There's not a lot of like, there's a lot of artists, but they'd rather just go into like a random alleyway with graffiti and just do the same video. But like that was like the only job that I had out here for a while. And then there was something with Guest List where basically like Ryan opened up a new spot in San Francisco with Ronnie 2K.
That's right.
The creative director of 2K Sports. And that store is called Levels, and it's a pretty badass store. I haven't been out there yet. I really want to go visit it. But they opened up All-Star Weekend of this year, so in February. And like last minute, like a week before, they were like, Nate and Ethan, who's the GM at the Mills location, Arizona Mills, and Nate is the one at Scottsdale. Like they were all like, yo, we need you to come back and cover for us for a week. Cause like Ryan told me verbatim, he's like, you're the only person I trust to keep the show rolling, like this and that. Cause I know what to do. You know what I mean? I worked there for long enough. And like, and basically he was just like, yeah, like we need you to come work for us. And if this week goes smooth, like if you do pretty well, like we'll give you a position back again. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like we'll just, whatever you want to work, like you can work.
Damn.
And
that's huge.
That was very huge. You know what I mean? I had been trying to come back. There just wasn't enough hours for me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I can't be mad at it. It didn't make sense for me to come back for a while. But then once I did, like we ended up doing pretty well. Like it was a good week. And then now I'm just back there. So like
wow.
I work there a couple of days a week just to make sure that the bills get paid, and then I have time to do my other stuff. I'm not really at the studio much anymore unless I have a booking there, but they still got me. You know what I mean?
For sure. And the One Take Studios and Guest List, I wanted to talk about because those are two places where people come through, and it's almost opportunities for you to network with them and potential business opportunities outside of that. And I just want to talk about that because I mean, you've had people come through Guest List, like I mean, Ronnie 2K was one, Drewski, Dave East, you know, people come through there just to shop, and you connect with them and take pictures and stuff like that. 1,000,000%.
Like for a long time, like before I left, like when I was full-time at Guest List, like my dream was to just get in with one of these guys, and like especially the rappers, like I'd like, bro, like take me on tour with you, you know what I mean? Like
totally.
Like it would never happen because I'm just some random dude at a shop that they're coming to like buy some clothes at, but it's like my dream was like, yo, Dave East, bro, like fly me out to New York, like we can make some shit work. And then we had like Drewski came in. He was really cool. He came in with like his whole entourage. It was when they were doing the tour with J. Cole.
Right. Yeah, so, that's right. They did a Footprint Center. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually saw that show.
I wish I'd have gone, dude.
It was so good. He opened for Cole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The DJ that they had with him was 21 Savage's DJ.
Nice.
He was the man, and like basically just their whole clique. Like you see these Instagram comedians and like even just Instagram influencers or influencers in general, a lot of them have a big head and they're like pretty like stuck up in a way. These dudes were not that. Like, and you would kind of think that like Drewski, like the content that he makes, you would kind of think that he'd be a dick behind the scenes. Not at all. Like he was super cool. I haven't seen him in recent years. He's gotten a lot bigger than he was. But
he was just on Justin Bieber's album 3 times.
Yes,
so.
He was. It was great. You want to black him out?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm cool. Yeah, I thought so.
Nah, but yeah, there's been hella people. Like you touched on the event that we just had at the store earlier. Like we just had OGZ and like and
Shoreline Mafia.
Like they were the shit when I was in high school. Like and honestly, I'm in a sense now, like it's kind of funny, like I'm desensitized to celebrity. Like it's just like everybody's a person, you know what I mean? Like I've met Polo G, Cap G is another.
You did like a whole little shoot with him in some stuff.
Yeah, like he's the man.
Dude, there was another one I wanted to bring up that was, I mean, it's not a rapper, but Guy Fieri came through with Melvin Booker. During the finals?
Talk about the man.
Dude.
Guy Fieri is the guy, dude. Like funny story about that actually. So I'm going to go off on another little tangent. I like telling stories.
Love it.
My dad collects skateboards. And I also do too. Like I collect like Supreme and all that stuff. But my dad does it a little bit differently. So like my dad is the artistic one in the family. Like I found an old binder of his like from high school, and it's just got all these drawings. Like he would redraw like album covers from his favorite rock bands, like the Descendants. If you remember them way back in the day, like
I never listened
they were
to
big
them,
in like the 80s and 90s.
Nice.
But he would like just sketch all this stuff. Like he's super good. And now he buys like blank skateboard decks and paints them. So like we have a whole, like our whole house is decked out in like hand painted skateboards.
That's sick.
So
what the heck?
When people come into guest list, it's almost never like on a day's notice. It's always like the day, like, they're coming in town. Like we just hit up their agent. Like they're trying to come in and shop. Guy Fieri, it was planned. So like we knew, they told me the day before. and I was working the next day. So on the way out, I was like, this would be so cool if I just stole one of my dad's skateboard decks and took a Sharpie and just had Guy Fieri just sign a deck for him. Because my dad's a huge fan of Guy Fieri. He's always watching Triple D, Grocery Games, all that. You know what I mean? So I pull up to the store. I got a blank skateboard in my hand, like, and he ends up coming in like with his son, Ryder. Ryder's the man too. He is very loyal. He shops with us a lot, even though they don't live here. Like, he's just always texting us like, yo, can you give me this? I'll send you the money or whatever. He's like, he shops.
That's what's up.
He's a cool dude. And Guy Fieri in Guy style, he just comes in his own brand tequila shirt and some jean shorts and flip-flops, and he's just got a Twisted Tea in his hand. He's just, what you guys got? Like, you know what I mean? So he starts shopping. He's not like a huge sneakerhead. He's got a lot of like designer stuff, but like, we just took him to the back, and we're having him shop around, and he's looking at all this stuff, and Book's dad was there. Like, he's also the man. Like, apparently they're friends.
Oh, okay, because the NBA Finals was going on, I'm pretty sure, at that time, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the year that Phoenix was in the finals, 2021.
I don't remember, but it sounds correct.
I think it was around that time. I was just putting the timeline together when I found out that he was there. I was like, why would he be there with Melvin? And I was like, oh, Phoenix Suns. So he probably went to the game that night or something like that, or whatever the case was.
Yeah. And since then, like, Ryan and Guy have become super close. Like, they go to every All-Star weekend together. Like, they're just they're kicking it. You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
But so at like, Guy is just shopping around, and like, that was one of the rare instances where we left the store open. Like, normally when a big stature celebrity comes in, we close the gate. So like, just so no weirdos get in, you know what I mean? There's always going to be like people that want to, they want to get like a viral clip or whatever. We just don't want them being bothered. So we left it open, and the whole time he's in there for probably an hour and a half. He's taking pictures with people, like all this stuff. Like, super cool guy. And at the end of it, they're like checking out, and they're like about to leave, and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot I got to get this signed. So I walk up to him, I'm like, Guy, like, I never ask for autographs, like, ever, but me and my dad love you. Like, can you please sign the skateboard deck? He's like, hell yeah, like, just super chill about it. I'm always nervous to ask. Like, I don't want to be like that guy, but so he grabs the Sharpie, and big as hell over the whole thing is like, love, peace, and taco grease, Guy Fieri. And like,
wow,
my dad has it hung up in our kitchen. Like, my dad was so hyped. He was so stoked when I brought that home. He had no idea. I was just like, yo, guess who I met today? And then I just showed him the thing. He's like, oh my God. Super stoked.
That's fucking sick, man.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like, not only did you get to meet him, it's cool that he's cool. It sounds like he's exactly what like everyone would think that he would be
exactly
like.
the way you think. Yeah. I don't know if he just never turns that personality off, or if that's just who he is. Like,
that's probably just who he is.
Regardless, he's fun to be around. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's cool, man. The fact that you got to meet him, but then also like take photos of him and have that be like part of your like portfolio in a sense.
Exactly.
That's so cool, man. And all these people that come through.
For the longest time, that was my favorite part about being at Guest List, is it was just a portfolio machine. Like, literally, just like you mentioned it, like we talked about Cap G, Dave East, Polo G, Drewski, like all these guys are on my page just because I had this job, and I was doing their content for them for a while. Like, it was very fun. And like, even now, like, again with the OGZ stuff, like, I wasn't even scheduled to work that day, but I just pulled up because they told me like, yo, he's here, like, come get some pictures. You know what I mean? Like,
for dope. Sure, dude. And to be able to like be honing in on your skills while those people are coming in, that's kind of sick, dude. It's just like,
if you look on my Instagram and you see those Guy Fieri pictures, they are edited awfully. I don't like them, and like, I just keep them up there because it's like, it was just a great experience. I'll never delete them. But like, my style now of editing is a lot better,
right?
And like, I don't know. I'm so like self like analytic. Like, I just don't want to. I don't know. I love those pictures, but I wish I would have edited them better.
Yeah,
but
5 years
it
from
all
now,
just
you'll
comes
be saying
down
the same thing.
to the evolution. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever deleted a photo shoot. I've deleted a lot of the pictures of myself, but all the pictures, like my entire portfolio, is just on my page. So it's like, you can scroll far enough down and you'll see like random pictures that like anybody that just picked up a camera would take, you know what I mean? And like, that's fine. Like everybody has to learn. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of cool. My whole thing is like, I want people to see that evolution.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And with crazy people mixed in is awesome. You know
For
what
sure,
I mean?
man. Yeah, especially like because that was 4 years ago at this point. So it's kind of crazy to think about how much has happened since then. Probably like in your life, like with the solar shit and like creatively though, like how you've changed your art style when it comes to photography. So I think like to your point, like the evolution, that's exactly what it is. Because like 4 years from now, you're gonna look back and be like, oh man, I wish I would have done this, and that, or whatever.
100%.
But you only know what you know when you know it. So it's kind of like, yeah, dude. But that's so cool. I mean, and that's just in guest list. So it's like One Take that also kind of gave you an opportunity to not only have people coming through for their own stuff, but like you were able to utilize it to book people. So it's just like book the space so that way you're already getting paid by guest list, but then or by One Take, and then on top of that, you can get paid by a client.
Exactly.
That's money.
So like they luckily like they're super chill. Like they hook me up on the rates there, and like whenever I need the space I can do it, and like that helps out a lot with like the fashion stuff. Like I like taking pictures of like new clothing releases or like
for guest lists,
and like I've had a couple other brands reach out, and like we've done some hard stuff.
Sick.
I don't really post a lot of those on my page just because
it's for them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm the kind of guy that like, if I'm not paid for a shoot, like if I'm just doing it on the love, I'll put it on my page just so I can get a little something out of it, without like begging for money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not all about it.
Yeah.
But like if you pay me for a shoot and it's like a very special thing. Like I just shot an engagement. Like one of my buddies from way back, like just got engaged like 2 weeks ago.
Beautiful.
Like I won't put that on my page. You know what I mean? Like they're beautiful pictures and I love the way that they turned out, but that's their moment, and I don't want that to be like,
that totally makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the networking at One Take like is super easy because like I work in that space. Like it's I'm there just hanging out most of the time, and like if it's a super cool thing, like we just had Marvin Bagley come in.
Not familiar, but
I'm gonna sound like I don't know. I don't know where he plays now, but I want to say he was playing for the Pistons for a while.
Oh, okay. So he's a ex NBA player.
He still plays.
Oh, he still plays.
But
currently.
Yeah, he was drafted. Damn. I want to say, if I'm correct.
Sorry, Marvin.
Yeah, sorry, Marvin.
Marvin. Damn it.
No. If I'm correct, I'm not that great at sports trivia, but I think he was drafted 2nd overall under DeAndre Ayton. So that was a big class, especially for Phoenix. We got the 1st overall pick.
Totally.
Bust. Sorry.
Yeah, for real.
If you're listening to this, DeAndre, don't come back.
Yeah, sorry.
We don't need you.
We don't need you.
We're salty.
Yeah.
But
so he was the 2nd pick that year, though.
Yeah, but he's a giant, dude. He's like 7 foot. Like, and I didn't know this until he came in. He does music too, and he's actually a talented rapper. Like you see a lot of people out here, especially in an environment like Phoenix. Like everybody wants to be a rapper, everybody wants to be a photographer, everybody wants to be a creative, but they don't have that spark or that it factor, like whatever. But when you see it, you recognize it, and it's like, oh my goodness, like damn, like he's not just a really talented hooper, like he can also rap. So like even after his career, he can still keep doing stuff. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. Like, especially now, like you can do anything, bro. But like to see somebody do something and not just have the money to make it good, like they're not just paying people to make their music good. Like they're actually good. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like with him, Corey Clement, he's one of my like main guys that I shoot with now. I met him at One Take. He's another ex NFL player. He scored a touchdown in 2016 for the Eagles in their Super Bowl win. You know, he's had some really good moments, and he played for the Cardinals for a little while, I believe. But he's just the bro. Like like I met him at One Take. He was doing a music video, and I also shoot for Prism Lens Effects.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Jacob Owens brand.
Jacob Owens. So Jacob Owens owns the studio with
One
Ryan
Take as well. Yep.
So they gave me the hookup on Prism, and I had just got these new filters, and I was like, yo, do you guys mind if I like get some shots of you guys? Because we had the scene like they were in the 90s bedroom and like it looked super sick, like everything was blue and they had like the warm and whatever.
Yeah, sick.
Photography nerd stuff.
Yeah,
Like it just looked cool.
Love it.
But I had just gotten like this nostalgia filter and I was like, this would be perfect. Like, do you mind if I take pictures of you? And they turned out sick. Like I was really happy with the way that they came out, and I sent them to him and his videographer, and his videographer hit me back and he was like, yo, like you're cold, bro. Like we were just letting you take pictures, but like we want to actually work with you more. And like that's another thing. Like I'm more than willing to do something for free if I think it's going to turn into a bigger opportunity for me. I'm much more of a bigger picture guy, you know what I mean? So like I'm cool with making a little sacrifice, if you want to call it that, now, and then being able to enjoy the fruits of my labor later, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And especially with that, like that, he's been so consistent with me and so loyal, and like that has turned into a big opportunity for me. And he wants to do like a bunch more content. Like he eventually might start a podcast and stuff like that. Like it's just building, you know what I mean? And he's like, I want you to be a part of it. So I'm like, cool, dude. And like, yeah, let's work on it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
All from me just asking like, yo, can I just take pictures of you real quick?
Yep.
Like it's dope. It's super fun. Like you never know what door could open and what that door might lead to. So it's like, that's again, like when it came to moving back and shutting off the arrogance and putting my pride aside, like everything is a learning opportunity. You're never too big for any opportunity. Like it's just because you never know what it could turn into. So like I'm much more on like the building friendships and relationships and like being able to see where that takes me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that, man. It sounds like you figured that part of it out, because I think that's a huge part about being in an artistic world, like video, photo, music, all these different endeavors like that. It's like having not only the ability to like be able to do things for free genuinely because you love it, for the love of the craft and just to help them out, but at the same time like the confidence to even talk to them about it, you know? Because it's very easy to just almost write yourself off and be like, well, I'm not good enough. Why would he want this anyways? Yeah. You know, you're just like, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to throw my line out there and see what happens, with the confidence that whatever level you're at, that you're going to take it to whatever level that you can. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, then they don't. What the worst is they're going to say is like, oh, no, these aren't, or the worst they could do is probably just not post them. You know
no, 100%.
That's it.
Yeah, nobody like if
they're not
I'm
even gonna tell you that they're bad.
Yeah, you're just not gonna hear back.
You're just
and
not
like
gonna hear back.
If that was the case, totally fine.
Right.
I probably would have forgotten about it by now. Like that's happened to me even still. Like it still happens to me, and it's like, okay, cool. Like it's not that I'm bad at what I do. It's just I'm not what they're looking for.
Right.
And it's like
it wasn't a right fit.
Cool. Yeah.
But sometimes it can be. And you wouldn't have ever known that if you didn't say like, yo, can I shoot this for free? Like if that's cool, you know?
100%.
Being confident.
Just being able to put yourself out there over and over again and take the same beating or whatever. Like it's not even, I've only ever beefed with a couple people over my content. And it's like, when it comes to that, like, cool, bro. Like I just know not to work with you. And again, like
for sure.
Thanks for letting me know. Like, and then again, right back to it. I'm going back, and I got so many other people now, especially now, like I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm getting to a point where it's like, okay, I got to start figuring out how to upscale this and how to, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm almost overwhelmed. I'm still able to keep everything afloat, but it's like, I'm going to have to start figuring out how to like branch out and do more. And like, you know what I mean? It's getting to that point, which is an exciting feeling. And it's very like nerve-wracking feeling to be able to like get to that point. You know
for sure. No, absolutely, man. I think you're in the middle of that evolution right now. I mean, the fact that you're going into video now, you're doing projects with your other homie, and you said we put a pin in it earlier. What's the project that you guys are working on?
Vincent Falco. That's like him and Nate are my best friends. Like, and Vinny, he is a huge like MMA combat sports nerd, and like forever, for like years, he was trying to get me into like the UFC and like jiu-jitsu and all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I just don't care about it until like honestly, I started getting into it because that was the only fun thing that we were able to do when I was out doing the sales stuff, was like every pay-per-view, like we'd go out to a bar, or like we'd stream East it, like we'd
with the solar guys or
pirate the streams.
Yeah,
I got the link.
Yes.
But
that XYZ.
I started getting really into it. Like,
Nice.
it started with sports betting. I'm not a gambling addict. I hate it. Like, but every once in a while, like I'll put $10 on something, and it just makes it more interesting.
Yes.
And I started getting really, really into UFC. Specifically the Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling fight, where he just found his snooze button and just knocked him out cold like that. I freaked out. I was like, this is the sickest sport ever. And like, since then, like I've really gotten into it. And like, me and Vinny, like, this was like, damn, I want to say, what is it now? July. I want to say it was like March or April. We just started like, dude, we should, because he went to school to be a sports journalist.
Vinny.
Yes, he went to, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong about this. I want to say he got a communications degree.
Okay.
And he's going back to get his master's for journalism. So he wants to be a journalist.
Fire.
Specifically a sports journalist. Even more specifically, MMA. Because that's like his dream. Like, he used to compete when he was a kid, like, and
his passion.
Yes. So he has been like my teacher in like different techniques and different martial arts and like all this stuff, like really learning like the intricate things of the sport. And like, I have always just wanted to take pictures of stuff that I think is cool, like fashion, portraits, whatever. I dabbled in sports when I was like starting out, basketball, baseball. And one day we just started reaching out to all these organizations that we found out, like, we didn't know that there were so many organizations out here in Arizona
doing MMA,
that do MMA or kickboxing or Muay Thai. Like, they're established, like they have like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And like, one of them specifically, Rough, Ringside United Fighting, they host their events every 2 or 3 months at Celebrity Theater. And that's like a 1,200 seat venue.
Yeah,
and they sell it out.
Yeah.
They sell it out every single time. And it is so energetic in there. And it's like, I get the best seats in the house. I'm sitting on the cage or running around. Like, I just get free range of like the entire arena. And it's like, I get to do that. And my buddy Vinny is just sitting at our table just watching, because he just needs to analyze what's happening. Like, we both are just doing like the coolest stuff ever. And we get in there for free. And like, and then like, because of that, so how it started is we just reached out to like 3 different organizations, because that's all we knew that existed. And Rough, like, we didn't get any responses, like, at all. And then Rough, I think it was April 28th was the first event that we went to. They didn't text us back until April 27th, the night before. They're like, yo, show up at the back entrance at 5:30, or at 5 o'clock. Fighter check-ins at 5:30. Doors open at 6. Like, oh shit,
it's happening.
I'm scheduled to work at Guest List. My buddy Vinny is scheduled to work at his pizza spot.
Oh shit.
We're like, dude, we got to figure this out. Like, this could be a huge opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. You can't turn this down.
No way. So we ended up pulling strings. We're stressing for like an hour and a half, like texting back and forth. We're on the phone, like, bro, what are we gonna do? Like, can you get covered? Can I get covered? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up, like, his boss ended up doing him a major solid and just like completely covered his shift, and like basically like
huge.
And then I was able to get off a little bit early, like the next day, to be able to make it up to the venue. And we got there, and it ended up being a huge event. Like, they let us in, thanks to Florida Sports Media, my boy Caleb. We use them as like credentials to like sound more official.
Amazing.
They ended up not giving a shit, like, at all. They were like, who are you with? And I was like, Florida Sports Media. And they're like, cool, here's a wristband. like it was never like, right, do they have an Instagram? It was never anything like that. They were just like, yeah, you got a camera? Cool.
Right.
Here's your wristband. Like, don't get in people's way.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
Perfect.
So we ended up shooting the event. It was super sick. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, it's funny, like, to get a little bit, I don't even want to say nerdy, but like to talk about the camera, like, you don't realize how hard it is to shoot something that's behind a chain link fence, until, especially if they're moving so fast, they're wrestling, they're kicking each other in the face, like, everything's moving so fast. And dude, I think I took like over 2,000 pictures that night, and like 80% of them were just focused on the fence, so you can't see what's happening in the cage. I was like, dude,
that's
but
tough.
I got enough pictures and sent them out to all the fighters, and that was where I learned too that like martial arts is not like, it's not about like beefing with your opponent. It's just about like who's the better martial artist. So like, even when you lose, you take that in stride and you're like, all right, on to the next. You know what I mean? So like, I'm sending photos to all the fighters, and even the ones that might have lost. Like me as an outsider, I would think that that's like the most embarrassing feeling, and like they say it is. Like it 100% is the worst feeling in the world, losing in front of 1,200 people. But
for sure,
but they're grown enough and they're mature enough to like still enjoy the process of losing, and like, and just know, like they all just know exactly where they need to get better the next time. So like, it was cool being able to network with all these people, like win or lose. Like they're posting my stuff, and like the Ringside United, they have a pretty big following. They're like reposting my stuff, and like, bro, like after that first event, I think I gained like 150 followers in one night. And I was like, dude, this is sick. And then from there, like we started reaching out to other organizations. I ended up meeting this guy, Pedro, who shoots for a gym out here called the MMA Lab, and Red Hawk Academy. So like MMA Lab is like where all these Tracy Cortez, if you're a UFC fan, Henry Cejudo, like all these legends in the UFC train there, and they're all from Arizona, and and then Red Hawk is owned by Tim Welch and Sean O'Malley. So it's like those are like the two biggest gyms in Arizona
for sure.
And like, at least as far as I know now, but like this kid Pedro is just their guy, and he ends up being like the man. And I ended up texting him like, yo, we got into this event. Like I met him at another event completely unrelated to MMA, and we got in touch because he shoots for this guy Marcus McGee out here, who, again, if you're a UFC fan, I'm going to get into like what's going on in the schedule. Marcus McGee is fighting his first like top 5 opponent. I want to say right now, currently he's 11th ranked in the bantamweight division, and he's fighting Piotr Jan, who like Piotr Jan is another legend. Like, so it's a big step up for him, and it's a big fight, and he's won his last few. Like Marcus McGee is a beast, and this is like his shot to really take a step up and like get inch closer to that belt. You know what I mean?
When is that fight?
It is. Damn, there's so many dates I can't remember exactly. I want to say it's in August.
Okay, so it's kind of
like
coming
next
up.
month.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on the Abu Dhabi card. So like it's gonna be out in the Middle East.
Damn.
I'm gonna be up at like 7 a.m. watching the prelims. It's gonna be a good day.
Amazing.
But so I ended up meeting Pedro at a Heat Advisory event. I don't know if you know who the Heat Advisory guys are.
Is that like a music thing?
It's music, it's parties, it's like they're I'm blanking on bro's name. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I met him at a tattoo shop. There's a lot of pieces to this story. I'm jumping everywhere. I'm sorry. I met him while he was getting a tattoo, and I help shoot at a tattoo shop as well. So he's like the promoter for like this promotion company. Basically what they do is like, I think their last big event was a pool party last weekend for the 4th. Couple hundred people showed up to it. Like they just had this huge Airbnb mansion. I wish I'd have made it out there, but I just didn't end up going. But a couple months before that, they had a show with Westside Boogie.
Yeah,
it was pretty big, and I got in. I got to shoot it. My boy Jake was actually performing that night. Shout out to Jake F.
Yes,
that's my big brother right there. Jake F, Dead Dez, Caleb, love all you guys. Basically, I show up to the event a little bit early, and we're checking in. I'm getting like my VIP bracelet or whatever to be able to shoot. And this dude behind me, he's like, yo, like, I'm here to shoot for Marcus McGee. And I turn around, I was like, the Marcus McGee, like the maniac? And he's like, yeah, bro. And I was like, dude, can you like, this is a weird question, but like, can you get me tapped in with the MMA Lab? Like, that's all I want to do is like shoot with these guys. And like, I made it clear, I was like, I don't want to step on your toes if that's your job, but like, if there's anything that you could help me out with, bro, like I would be grateful of anything. And again, it's just asking for those opportunities, because he ended up plugging me with like 5 different organizations.
Damn.
He just sent me all the Instagrams. He's sending me what these guys look for. He's sending me like what they want, what they don't want. You know what I mean? Like just paragraphs, pages and pages and pages of text, like just put me on game.
Yeah.
And like, I haven't done anything for this guy.
Crazy.
And he's just the bro.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, to get back to the main story, Pedro got me tapped in with another organization called Apex, which is a Muay Thai, kickboxing, and MMA. So they do all 3 different events. And we ended up getting tapped in with them. We just shot their last event out in Peoria. I think it's Peoria or North Phoenix, somewhere on the west side.
This one that was just like a few days ago?
This was
because you just did something like recently,
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we ended up shooting that, and basically the guy Josh, he's also another bro. He basically like, he let us in. We got on a phone call with him. He's like, yo, this is exactly what we're looking for. And again, we just thought we were just going to go in, take pictures. Vinny was just going to watch the fights and then write an article about it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
We get there the day of the fights, and he's like, Josh hits us up in our group chat, and he's like, yo, I forgot my batteries at home. Can you guys do the post-fight interviews? And we're like, dude, hell yeah. Like basically, because Josh, I think he lives in like Havasu. Like he's far, like a couple hours away. So it's like, he can't just run home and grab his batteries. He's like, yo, can you guys do this for me? And we're like, dude, hell yeah. Because before the fights for that organization, we went around to all these different gyms. We were out in Eloy, which if you know where Eloy is, it's like an hour. It's like an hour south. It's like it's the halfway point to Tucson.
Oh god.
So like we went all the way out there. We were driving to Peoria, to Deer Valley. Like we're driving everywhere, like so much gas, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like, again, we're not getting paid for any of it. So like it's just all like coming out of our pockets, and like for the love, because we're just so excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, yo, can you do the post-fight interviews? And we were already planning on doing that. We were just going to drive around to everybody else's gyms and do it there. But now that he's asking us to do like the interviews for their main page, and we don't have to drive like an hour every single day, 2 hours every single day, like hell yeah. So that was a huge opportunity for us. It just helped it, like, and again, I'm not very good at video. I don't really know what I'm doing, but like we just got thrown to the wolves, and like and Vinny too, like he's a very like self-conscious person in the fact that like he wants me to tell him everything that he does wrong and all this stuff. And like that was a great opportunity for him to work out the nerves of like being in front of a camera, because we just did 20 interviews in one day instead of like one a day, and like trying to like work out the kinks 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
We just got to do 20 in a day.
Yeah.
So like that was huge for both of us, and they ended up getting a lot of traction. And again, like just being able to be those guys at these events, like these fighters love getting pictures of themselves. They love interviews of themselves. Like I love pictures of myself. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to like have themselves looking good, and they're also just so humble and so down to earth, and like they are willing to put you on. So like being able to work with all these different fighters, like they're putting me onto their homies, their training partners, this and that, and like that has really grown both of our followings so much in the last 3 months. Like
huge.
It's huge. We're trying to get to the UFC. So Dana White, if you're watching this,
yo, Dana's watching this.
Hook us up with the job, man.
Dude, eventually I feel like that's you're gonna get to a point where someone's gonna recognize it, and it's just gonna be like it's gonna go up the chain, the same way that it happened with just these last few events that you got plugged up with. It's just putting yourself in the position to.
Exactly. And very early on, like almost immediately, me and Vinny had this conversation. We were like, yo, this is our niche. This is like, it's such an untapped potential for content for these guys. Cause like, especially the smaller promotions.
For sure.
But like at the same time, dude, like I'm in a group chat with like, I want to say it's like 20 other photographers or creatives that do sports media, Florida sports media. And all they do, like they all do like baseball, they do basketball, they do football, and they do great content. But at the same time, it's like it's hard for these guys to get into events because there's 40 other media companies, or there's a bunch of freelance people that do photography. Like it's such an oversaturated type of content, is like doing these like high school sports, or like even if you get all the way up to like the Suns or the Cardinals or the D-backs, like I know all the shooters for these organizations. I still can't get in because there's so many people in line waiting to do it.
Yeah.
And
Very much so.
with the MMA stuff, like, dude, no, it's such a new sport, and it's such a like, people don't realize like how it works, and like it's kind of just like one of those things that like I'm kind of selfish with it. Like I've had a lot of people already reach out to me like to ask if they can get in, and I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like
Gatekeeping a little bit.
I am gatekeeping like selfishly, but it at the same time, I want to keep it that. I want to keep it the more tight knit. Like, and again, I have a passion for the sport too. Like I'm actually genuinely interested in the sport. I'm not just going there for content.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, this is something I can be selfish with. You know what I mean? Like
For sure.
it's just, I don't know how to explain it other than that, but that's one of those things where like me and Vinny have kind of agreed, like, yeah, we're just gonna keep this for ourselves. You know, this is our our gold mine. You know,
for sure, dude. I love it. I think there's because there's clear passion on both sides with you and Vinny for the sport, and I think that's what it really starts with too. You're not just going out there as like a transactional thing. I mean, you were doing all that shit, not getting paid.
Yeah, no, 100%, and we're continuing to do it. So like this upcoming Tuesday, we actually are interviewing Marcus McGee. He's our first UFC fighter that we've got to meet and talk with. I actually, at that Heat Advisory event where I met Pedro at, I ran into Marcus McGee, and like we were in a crowd of people, and he like, the reason he was there is he also skates. He's a skater.
That's what's
and
up.
he's cold, dude. Like he's nice. And he was, so under the Heat Advisory umbrella, he was also hosting a skate contest.
Dope.
Like hosting it, like he's the guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the skate contest ended a little bit early, like the sun was about to go down, and Guest List had a booth at the event, like right next to the entrance. So like I see him, like they're breaking down the whole skate park, and they're like putting everything in the cars, and Marcus walks by with his hands full, and I'm like, maniac, like, and he like turns his head, and he's like, who knows me? And like I see him, I'm like, yo bro, what's up, man? I'm a big fan, like this and that, like I saw your win at MSG, like he just had a huge win at Madison Square Garden a couple months ago. And he looks at me and he goes, he gives me a fist bump because his hands are full, and he's like, I'm very sorry, like my hands are full. I normally like to shake people's hands, like whatever. I don't want to disrespect you. I'm like, no, dude, you're good, man. Like you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy comes back like 5 or 10 minutes later and is looking for me.
He wants to shake your hand.
He came back to shake. He came back to shake my hand, and like I'm like, bro, nobody has ever done that. Like my homies wouldn't do that. They'd be like, yo, screw you, bro. Like,
yeah.
But
the fist bump is cool. You know?
Yeah, you get what you get. Don't throw a fit. I'm like, nah. Marcus McGee came back, and the funniest part about that interaction is that while he's shaking my hand, somebody else comes up and talks and is like saying something like sidebar combo. This dude did not let go of my hand. Like he would not let go of my hand until we had a connection, like a talk. Like he was so genuine. Like I've never, and it was like, it was
funny,
awkward for me, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, this dude's a UFC fighter. He's on the biggest stage in the world. Like,
legend, yeah.
And he's still that humble to, I'm just a dude that noticed him in a crowd. Like,
yeah.
And
it's a good dude.
And again, I don't know if he's going to remember me. This was like 2 or 3 months ago. We're going to meet with him on Tuesday. I'm really excited because he's just a down to earth dude, and he's a really good fighter. And again, this is like his biggest fight yet coming up. So like, we get to capture that moment in history, like leading up to his biggest fight yet. So it's like
huge.
It's very fun, man. It's cool. It's cool to make these connections and like, again, just opening every door you can. It's pretty huge. The one thing I'm trying to do is just figure out how to get paid with this. We still haven't quite figured that out, but for now, man, we're just having fun. Like it's just
absolutely.
It's all just for the love of the game. So
it's building up your portfolio and your network too. So it's like, I think you're still making progress in a positive way. I feel like, even though you're not making money off of it yet, because it will happen soon. I think
Yeah.
money always comes when the work is there and it's undeniable. It gets to a point where it speaks for itself, and it's gonna get you paid eventually, for sure. The stuff that you're doing now, so definitely keep going.
Yeah.
And I love the mindset that you have, especially since you've been back too. I mean, it's definitely got you opportunities, putting yourself out there. I mean, even just, we talked about Zach earlier. You shot behind the scenes for the Switch music video.
Yeah.
And then you ended up shooting the album cover for Finally Found.
Yeah. So I actually shot the album. I shot the cover for both of them.
Right.
So
well,
like
the
BTS,
BTS and the album cover.
Yeah. Finally Found
was the
yeah.
old, yeah. Yeah, so,
my bad. I mixed them up.
No, you're good.
Sorry, Zach.
but the Finally Found, the Christian album.
Yes.
You took the photo for that on the same day that you did the behind the scenes music video.
Yeah, and
photos.
that wasn't even planned. Like
Yeah.
he hit me up like a week later, and he was like, "Yo, I think you shot the album cover," and I was like, "Yeah, that's sick." And then he sent me the preview, like with it all like edited and like, and he sent me the track list, and I was like, "Yo, this is sick, bro! Like this is my first like, I've shot like single covers for a lot of people. Like I don't know if you know Jax.
Yeah.
I shot his cover for Domino, and like just a couple other people, like just random photos that I've taken of my homies that rap. Like they just used them for covers, but that was my first like, I want to say that was my first actual like planned out like album cover. That was pretty cool. And then that was a dope feeling. Like, yo, you shot the cover. I was like, oh shit. Like,
yes, dude.
especially a guy like as big as Zach. Like that's a big thing for a guy like me that's just trying to get my name out there, you know?
Absolutely. But again, that's just like doing it for the love, not expecting anything out of it.
No.
And then just doing what you do best is just taking the pictures and loving what you do and just being in the moment at the time. And then a couple weeks later, just randomly get a text, and then now you're plugged in to the point where you're getting invited to stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got the 24-hour
stream. Man, I will tell you, my introvert popped out during that. Bro, it's more, for me, it's more of a social battery thing.
Yeah.
And there were so many people there.
Easily.
Like
30
I just had to, I stuck around as long as I could, and it was dope. Like it was super fun getting to watch like you're in the shower, like tracking vocals. I'm like, yo, this is
crazy.
This is hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
And eventually I just had to slip out. I was just so tired and drained, but like it was fun. It was cool being able to be there.
For sure. Cause then a couple weeks before the stream, you shot the album cover for Independence Day, which would be the album that we were recording for on the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
So how was that situation? I mean, cause was that just like a random thing, or did he hit you up, or was it just like, how did that album cover shoot happen?
Yeah. So he hit me up like couple of days before we ended up doing the shoot. He was just like, yo, I'm making a new album. I need you to shoot the cover. Like I already have the concept, I already have everything. Like I just need you to be the one to take the pictures. I was like, cool, easy. That makes my job so much easier if I don't have to plan anything.
Yeah.
And basically like we had an American flag. My boy Chris that runs Authentics.
Oh yep, Chris.
They used the flag for their last drop for their photo shoot, and Zach was like, yo, does Chris still have that flag? And that's really all I had to do was just go pick up the flag. We hung it up on the White Sykes set at one take, and then basically it was just super simple shoot. Like he just had a bunch of fits. Like he had like 6 different outfits that he coordinated with the flag, like to keep the kind of theme. And the album is out now, right? It's
on Even. It's not on Spotify and Apple Music yet.
Not yet.
But it
the
will
full
be,
thing is
but it's out on even.biz, I think, as like part of the promotional rollout.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't leaking anything. It's called Independence Day.
Yes.
And basically it's
Independence with Independence TS. Yeah, like independent artists.
A bunch of independent artists, and it was a super cool concept. Basically, like I want to give him his flowers on that. Like just
so cool.
24-hour album, like 50 people in one house just grinding it out, like and a bunch of dope artists. Like Vin J was there.
Yep. Sam Apoku
was there.
Yeah.
Alco
Chris
doing
Rivers
all the mixes.
Chris
Rivers, the man.
Dude.
He's another one of those bros that I ended up meeting at the studio. He's super down to earth. But yeah, so we just ended up shooting the cover for that. It was super quick, like it was only like an hour for him to switch all these fits. And then basically he told me, he was like, I just want you to send me send me your version of your edits, and then also like with all the pictures that you've edited, send me the raws. And I have a Discord, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a mini contest for all these people to make the actual album cover. And I was like, dude, that is sick.
So cool.
Like, let's do it. So we ended up doing that, and the picture that he ended up choosing was pretty hard. I think it's the one. Is it the one with the red shirt?
I believe so. And it's like a down angle, like with the flag right behind him. So did you edit that one, the final version? Did you edit that one too, or was that one of the Discord people's edits? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't know. I want to say it was my edit.
That would be sick.
Yeah, but
it's two in a row. That's 2 albums in a row, bro.
Yeah, super sick, man.
You're Futuristic's photographer at this point.
Literally, bro. It's a good feeling. It's cool. All I want is just to get on with somebody, bro. It doesn't matter. It's just like if I could be somebody's guy, like that's just the greatest feeling. Like
for sure,
knowing that they source you out. It's like that's a good feeling in itself.
Yeah, you're multiple people's guys at this point, and I think that's the best feeling when you can be multiple people's guys, where you like are actually having to like say no to stuff. That's when you know you're in a good spot because you're desirable.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet feeling having to turn down a shoot, but
for sure
it's like, but again, like I can't complain about my plate being full if I wanted to eat, you know. So it's like that's all. And I learned that again, like that was the first thing when I moved back. I was like, dude, I can't rely on one person to like keep me busy.
For sure.
Like I have to move around, and I have to be like, I know a lot of people that shoot for clothing brands out here, and they don't just shoot for one brand.
Of course. One
brand can only drop so much merch in 1 year. So it's like, that's not going to keep your bills paid. You got to shoot for all these other people, you know what I mean? And like, I used to want to do like the fashion photography. I kind of lost passion for it. Like it's still super fun, but I'm just not as into clothes as I used to be. But like the artistry, like music, again, like I don't think I'll ever get bored of music. Like I even make music. I've never put anything out because I don't want to be an artist. Like that's not what I want to do, but it's just fun to make. You know what I mean?
So you record yourself like rapping or?
Yeah, rapping, all this other stuff. I don't really want to promote it. Like,
again, like over for a session sometime.
I'm down. I'm super down because it's therapeutic. You know what I mean? Like totally. It's even like I treat it almost as like writing in a journal. Like nobody else is ever gonna see it, but it's cool for me to have something like recorded. Like I have a bunch of stuff like just in my phone that like if I want to, like I just go back and listen to it, and then like. My boy Dez, Drop Dead Dez on Instagram, he's the guy. Him and Jake F, like those are the two guys that have put me onto everything, like with the music. Like when I started a guest list,
nice.
I just went out to they just did their Phoenix stop on their tour. They're doing like a whole Southwest tour right now. Right. I think today, actually, the day that we're recording this, they're performing in LA. Nice. So like they went to San Antonio. I think they went to Houston and then Phoenix and then LA.
Nice.
But yeah, they're killing it right now. Again, just another group of independent guys that just make it all their own. Like, and they're about like they're making big moves, way bigger than since I've known them. Like they're starting to really get some traction, which is it's a nice feeling to know that even if it's not yourself, it's like you're just the people that you're around, like their hard work is starting to pay off. It's really cool.
For sure, yeah.
But again, like it's just I remember I was like 18 when I first started a guest list, and I wanted to be a rapper and I wanted to be all this cool stuff, you know what I mean? And then like I booked a session with Dez and I recorded some stuff. It was hot garbage. I deleted it all from my files. It's terrible, bro. Like they're probably on his hard drive somewhere. But as I started kind of but even then too, like it's just a cool thing. Like it's another way to monitor your progress. Is just like track by track. Like you're just the thing that I like about it is wordplay. Like I don't want to say like I'm a good rapper, but it's like. I've had them tell me like, yo, that shit was cold. Like it took me 3 listens to understand that bar, like this and that, like, and that's fun. You know what I mean? That's just super fun stuff to be able to do. And I kind of want to start getting more melodic stuff, and like eventually I'll probably release a mixtape or something like that. But it's just, that's like the least of my, I want to focus on the main.
Totally.
keep the main thing the main thing. You know?
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's kind of one of those things where like you want to be you don't want to be like a jack of all trades, master of none type situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I want to hone in on
yeah.
like 2 or 3 things, and
Yes.
like I still want to be able to be plug and play. Like whatever somebody needs of me, I want to be able to provide that type of service. But again, master of none, like that doesn't help anybody.
For
So
sure.
it's
But like the photo, video, even you said graphic design earlier, like all of those are very related, you know?
Yes.
So it definitely makes sense if you're honing in on those 3 as like your pillar, or even, I don't know, like with me, for instance, it's like photo, video, and music. Like that's like my shit.
100%.
So it's kind of like if you find your pillars and it makes sense that like they're all together. So in that sense, you can still be kind of like a jack of all trades and be like moving around, but like jack of 3 trades.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
like honestly, not to like toot your horn too much, but like you're killing it out here.
Thank
Like the stuff that you do. Like when I first met you, like honestly, my first impression was you were just like helping out Danny with the music video. I was like, oh, this dude's just like what is it, like a PA? Like, and even then, like you had like a super professional setup. Like you guys had like the extra tripods, you had the lights with you, you had
I had
like
my iPad.
you had the big ass iPad, like just with the shot list. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like I never knew how much went into a music video, but then me and Danny started getting a little bit closer, and I just started coming out to the house and just kicking it. And like one night you and Austin, I think, just started jamming on the drum set and the guitar out in the living room. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and then you started singing. I'm like, bro, like what can this guy not do? And then like, again, I just started learning that you do the photos and the videos. I'm like, man, like that's really cool. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man.
So like,
means a lot.
that's kind of what I want to be, is like, just be able to be versatile. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck in one lane, because I get burnt out very easily when it comes to like working on one thing so much. Like even with the photos, dude, I love doing it, but like the last couple of weeks, like I kind of spread myself a little too thin with all these different projects, and like, and I just had to take like a week off, like just nothing. I'm not going to edit. Like I told all the people that like, if I didn't have your edits done, I tell them like, yo, I'll give you a credit on your last shoot or on your next shoot. Like,
yeah, totally.
It's going to take me a while to get it done, because I just needed a break to decompress. But again, that's why I want to start doing the videos and just be able to like mix it around. If I get bored of one thing, I can just switch to the next thing, and like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Keep your mind fresh.
Yeah.
That's like the only way that I know how to do it so far. I'm sure there's a better way to manage that, but
no,
we're learning.
As a creative, you're gonna always have that. There's always gonna be circumstances where like you're in it for like a few months or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, I'm kind of like getting, like you said, like burnt out.
Yeah.
And that happened with this podcast, where it's like there was I think it must have been fucking 40 something episodes where I went straight, just like 40 weeks straight,
dude,
like damn near a whole year straight. And I was like, dude, I need to like take a second. And I like it was like just a few, maybe it was a little bit more than 40, but it was like right before the year. And it was one of those things where it was kind of like one of those like internal, like, damn, like, come on, like you can do it, but there was so many life things happening, and
100%.
especially like money and like jobs and all these things, so many life like changes where I'm like, I just need to like not think about the podcast for like a month. And I didn't release episodes for like 3-4 weeks. But then it's like, as soon as you get back on it, you get back on it, and it's like the hunger is there. So you're gonna have that, I think, like moving forward forever, probably, as 100%. A creative.
And I think one of the hardest hurdles to jump as a like a self-employed or like just a creative in general is like, you are your own boss, and like there's freedoms that come with that, but at the same time it's like I've been known to be kind of like lazy at times. Like I just, no motivation to do anything. I wouldn't say it's like depression or anything. It's just lack of motivation in general. And like that is the hardest thing to get yourself out of. Like whether it's burnout that causes it, or just like nothing new, like there's nothing new that you want to try or learn. Like it's just, you kind of come to a dead stop for a minute, and you're just like, okay, I just need to take a little bit of time off. But at the same time, like there's only so much time you can take off before you like start losing traction or like, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure,
or bills come up, you know what I mean? Totally. Like it's just,
it's
a double-edged sword for sure. And like, But I would say it's overall like net positive. Like it's just
Absolutely.
you get to decide what you want to do. You get to decide where you're going to work. You get to decide who you're going to work with. Like it's not like
Yeah.
you're not just showing up, clocking in, and going home, and then like
Yeah, dude,
it's just
it's a huge privilege, and
yeah
it's one of those things like I never take it for granted. And the fact that I'm even able to not have a 9 to 5 and still live life is amazing.
yeah
And that's like the American dream. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
that's if you could do what you love every day. They say this shit all the time. You'll never work a day in your
Yeah.
life. So I do feel like you're on that same path already. I mean, you've already started to kind of build or spread yourself out in a sense where you can have different potential like pools of money coming in different ways. And I do want to kind of wrap up like the 2025 era. We're already halfway through, a little bit over halfway through, but would you say that kind of the rest of this year you're focused on like honing in on video, kind of spreading more out in the MMA world and just kind of putting yourself in different places, or what's your goals for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so right now, like the main focus is the number one focus is the MMA stuff. So like I have a couple different gyms reaching out to me already, as a way for me to kind of get paid doing the stuff on the side. Is like one thing that I want to start doing is like mini documentaries showcasing the talent that's coming out of these local gyms.
Love it.
Because like even the smaller gyms, like there's a gym out in Mesa called UKF, Ultimate Combat Fighting, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry.
Combat
UKF.
with a K.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But even these guys, like a lot of them are amateur, or they're just starting to like become pro on the regional scene. But even then too, they have a guy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, who's a contender in the heavyweight division in the UFC. Like
Huge.
he's like, and if you know anything about the UFC, the heavyweight division has been like really rocky over the last couple of years with John Jones and all this stuff. Like everything was held up. Like everything was at a dead stop for a while. Getting into all the politics around that, like it's just it's tough for these guys to get paid and fight if there's nobody to fight because one person's holding everything up.
Yeah.
But like Waldo, like he's badass and he's just out here. You know what I mean? Like
So cool.
it's so wild out here that, and that's what I want to showcase is like as the sport grows, you start learning more and more about like where everything happens. Like you would think that all these guys, like UFC mainly happens in Vegas. You would think that everybody lives in Vegas. That's not the case. Like there's a couple gyms in Vegas that they just live there full time, but like there's people in Colorado, there's people in Jersey, there's people in Albuquerque, there's people in Mesa, like whole Phoenix area, like especially like Phoenix area, there's a lot of people that train out here and like not a lot of people know it. And like the UFC is the NBA of combat sports. Like it's like the top stage, but at the same time, there's a lot of more like regional or like there's a lot more smaller promotions that have really good talent. And some people might look at them as like feeder leagues to the UFC. So it's like, I want to be able to document some of these people's progression from like the small scenes to all the way up eventually. If I'm working for the UFC, like that would be super cool. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's my main project for this year is just really honing in on the videos and creating these showcasing documentary, like mini docs, gym to gym or fighter to fighter. Like it's just, that's one thing that I've really like, that's one idea that I've had that I've really wanted to hone in on.
For sure. And that'll help you really, like, your video skills are going to go up so fucking much when you do that, dude. For real.
Yeah.
Like, mini doc is like a whole thing. And I think the biggest thing with mini docs is the editing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just capture everything,
Being
basically,
able to
like
tell a story.
B-roll and shit, but then like having like the audio voiceover type stuff that you like maybe got from a different video, but then like overlaying like other video and shit like that.
It's a
dude, that's gonna be fun, dude.
It's a huge beast and it's hard to stare down, but it's
exciting though.
It's the best part about it is just having guys like, I mean, I know I can hit you up with any questions that I have. Danny, this is the same way. My boy Caleb that runs 480, like there's a lot of people that I can reach out to if I need help, and like that's one thing that's making it a lot easier to think about. You know what I mean? So
dude.
that's one fun part about being able to do it. It's just, I don't know. I have good people around me that I can reach out to if I need help on something, and it makes the task a lot less daunting.
For sure, man. No, it's a beautiful thing. We have an awesome creative network, and it's only growing too. I feel like every year, this whole circle that we're involved with, just like This whole past year, I feel like it's like exponentially grown, like really, really fast.
And
like kind of overwhelmingly fast.
With your guys's group, honestly, I don't know if it's growth, because like it seems like you guys have been around each other for so long.
That's
like
crazy.
Everybody just meshes so well together. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, majority of the guys that I hang out with now, I mean, I met a year ago. You know,
so
like
crazy.
Tony, Kaz, Danny. Danny, I met 7 months ago. That's crazy. I met Tony before I met Danny.
Really?
I met Kaz actually even less time. I met Kaz in like February or something. Like, it's just like, I haven't known these guys for very long, but I actually talked about this with Sage Price on my last episode that just came out yesterday. And we talk about how it's like the energies that we all have, they're very similar. So it's like as soon as we meet each other, it's like we become friends within like an hour. So it's like, and
I feel like it's a lot easier when like you meet a mutual friend, like, because you already have the cosign by somebody that you're close with. So it's like it's just like it's so easy for them to just come in and be part of the group. It's like, and that's why I love being around you guys so much, is because like it's kind of hard to come across. You know what I mean? Like you'll have a lot of groups of people, and like you'll have this connection, and you'll meet some of their friends, and you don't quite hit it off, and it's just always awkward like whenever you're around. But like when it, like the first time I came over here and you guys just had a bunch of friends over, it was just like,
you were part of the crew already.
Give me a beer. I'm way more social. Like you know what I mean? I'm meshing with everybody. So it's just cool, man. It's a very inviting culture, and it's like,
of course, man.
It's very cool. And again, like with the, like I listened to like your episode with Tony. Like I thought Tony was just like a music guy. But then like learning that he does like he had like a mega viral YouTube page when he was a kid, like that's crazy.
Started at 7 years old.
That's so insane. Like, but like again, like nobody's just one thing. Like they're all like, Kaz just hit what 100,000 subscribers. Like that's
something. On YouTube. Oh yeah. That was a few months ago.
We just had the whole party for it. Like that's no small feat. Like
for sure.
And it's crazy seeing all these people like that. They have multiple talents, and like again, it's just all with that plug and play. Like I can plug you in with this guy and this and that, and you guys can help each other out, and maybe again that'll come back to bless me in some way. But like if it doesn't, cool, you got an opportunity, and I'm happy with that. You know, it's just cool to be able to have that group of people and a whole network of opportunity available. It's awesome.
I'm stoked to have you be a part of the group. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to be here, man.
Dude. So this has been such a great episode. You guys definitely, my fellow Martians, you got to go follow at Michael WW Summers. That's the handle, right?
Yep.
And do you have a website right now by chance?
I don't. I
Not
need
yet.
to get one.
So the portfolio is your Instagram right now.
Yep. That's everything's on there.
So people can DM you if they want to shoot, if they want to work with you. That's just DM.
Yeah, just hit me up on there. I have a studio space available. If you want to shoot something outside, I have a couple of different spots that we can shoot. If you have your own ideas, let me know. But yeah, right now, mainly like the only way that I'm getting paid is just the freelance work. So if you guys want to work, feel free to reach out. I'm looking for more work. So
yes, man. Yeah, you definitely got to check out his growth. Just follow the process here. I mean, you're still in I feel like you're still in your growing stage at this point.
I'm in the baby steps, bro. My goal is 2,000 followers this month, and I'm gonna hit it. So
yes, you will, man. I mean, you got 150 in one night, dude. So yes, it's a matter of time. So thanks again for coming on here, my fellow Martians. Go follow Mike on Instagram and all that stuff. Follow at On Mars Pod, and we'll see you next time on Mars. Love you. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod, and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We will see you next time on Mars.